Welcome to Etihad Focus, your number one spot for the latest match updates, transfer news, and inside training coverage. If you love football, you're in the right place. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any breaking updates. Let's get started. What exceptional Marc Guéhi will offer Manchester City and the surprise role John Stones has played. Marc Guéhi completed his move to Manchester City this week and is set to make his debut versus Wolves on Saturday. In a week where Manchester City's captains led the decision to refund the Blues fans who travelled to Norway on Tuesday, it felt fitting that Pep Guardiola pointed out Marc Guéhi's leadership qualities as the centre-back prepares for his City debut. The 25-year-old is expected to go straight into the team to face Wolves on Saturday, with City in need of a pick-me-up following desperately disappointing defeats to Manchester United and Bodo/Glimt in the past 7 days. Those results have dropped City off the pace in the Premier League and the Champions League, and the decision to sign Guéhi is in part to try and mitigate the difficulties the Blues are facing. A host of players are out injured, and the issue is being acutely felt in defence. Abdulkadir Kusanov and Max Alene have been the starting centre-halves in recent games, and while the pair have acquitted themselves well enough, the duo cannot be expected to sustain City's challenge on four fronts. Guéhi offers obvious quality in the heart of the backline, and his Premier League experience means he can slot straight into the side. Yet the England international can offer a leadership role as well. Of City's four captains, two, Bernardo Silva and Ruben Dias, were not involved in Norway, and a third, Rodri, was sent off. The lack of experience at the back for City just now is striking, with Josko Gvardiol, a long-term injury absentee, and Guéhi will help provide a solution to the fragility both Guardiola and Tijani Reinders have mentioned in recent days. The fragility, I know how it will be solved. It's not solved with just one player, but Guéhi is going to help us because he's exceptional. He's a player for England, the captain for the team that won the FA Cup and made an incredible season. Guéhi can mitigate the absence of Dias and Gvardiol on and off the pitch. He is a quiet leader, one schooled by City teammate John Stones during England camps. He led Palace admirably during the most successful season in their history, and his temperament and character played a significant part in City's interest. The Blues are convinced Guéhi represents one of the best value deals in recent history, having paid an initial £20 million to bring him to the Etihad. There is also a percentage sell-on clause inserted in the deal, while City chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak has agreed to double Guéhi's wages to £200,000 a week. But given some of the previous spending City have indulged in, combined with the fact Guéhi is not even approaching his peak yet, senior club figures are thrilled with getting such a signing over the line. City have stolen a march on Liverpool, not to mention some of Europe's biggest clubs, to land the centre-back. Guardiola has admired Guéhi from afar for a couple of seasons. He likes his calmness in possession, ability to bring the ball out of defence, and his dedication to being the best footballer he can be, while Guéhi has told people close to him that he expects Guardiola to take his game to a whole new level. He is also a long-term replacement for Stones, who has taken Guéhi under his wing on England duty. Stones is set to depart in the summer when his contract expires, and even though he is currently sidelined with injury, he is likely to play a key role behind the scenes in helping Guéhi settle, adapt, and thrive. I think John has taken me under his wing, to be honest. Especially when I'm with the national team, I see him as a big brother, said Guéhi. He's someone who has looked out for me, especially playing with him at the Euros was amazing. He just makes your life easier because of his understanding of the game and how good he is. But again, the person, he's such a down-to-earth guy, especially with all that he's achieved. He's such an amazing person to be around, and I'm really delighted to playing with him. Guéhi's first action will come against Wolves this afternoon. City need him to hit the ground running and help turn the tide. If he and the team can do that, the Norway nightmare will quickly be forgotten. Pep Guardiola press conference, Manchester City injury updates and team news ahead of Wolves. Manchester City take on Wolves in the Premier League on Saturday afternoon. It's been a tough week for City, having lost the Manchester derby last weekend and then suffered a humiliating 3-1 reverse to Bodo/Glimt in the Champions League in midweek. The Blues have not won in the Premier League this year, a run of 4 matches, and are now relying on favours from others in Europe to secure a top 8 spot in the Champions League. Guardiola is also battling an injury crisis, with several senior stars unavailable. But he will be able to call on Marc Guéhi for the weekend with the defender in line to make his debut following his move from Crystal Palace. The City boss will provide the latest on the team news and injuries, as well as the transfer talk. Stay with the blog for all the latest. City could have 4 players back for their Premier League game against Wolves, but their injury problems persist. The Blues were missing 10 for the trip to the Arctic Circle, which stretched to 11 when they signed Marc Guéhi, and 12 when Jeremy Doku did not train the day before the game. Doku was an unused substitute in the 3-1 defeat, but will hope to feature against Wolves on Saturday as City look to get back on track in the Premier League. He will be joined by Crystal Palace captain Guéhi, who will make his debut for his new side after completing a £20 million move. Antoine Semenyo and Bernardo Silva will also come back into the squad after missing the trip to Norway. Semenyo, like Guéhi, is not eligible for the Champions League until the knockout rounds begin, while Silva was serving a suspension after 3 yellow cards in the competition. Pep Guardiola insisted that Rodri will return to his best as he hit out at the disastrous position that Manchester City find themselves in. The midfielder was sent off in a 3-1 Champions League defeat that continues a miserable January for the Blues. But Guardiola came out fighting to defend his team and the position they still occupy. Rodri's red, and his performance before that has generated more debate on whether the Ballon d'Or winner can get back to top form after such a serious injury, while City are fighting to stay in contention in the Premier League and Champions League. 3 points are needed against Wolves on Saturday to avoid a 5th straight league game without a win, while victory over Galatasaray on Wednesday may not even be enough to avoid a European playoff. Guardiola defended City's position in the Champions League despite the shock defeat to Bodo/Glimt, as he mocked the standards that they are held to compared to other teams. He also continues to believe that Rodri will return to his best. The City boss says he knows the reasons behind the Blues' fragility and that the signing of Marc Guéhi will help, but not solve the problem. Matheus Nunes still has a virus, and Nico Gonzalez is unlikely to return in time for Wolves tomorrow. First question is on Guéhi, with Pep confirming he will play City. Players have chipped in nearly £10,000 to cover the cost of tickets for all 374 fans who went out to watch them in Bodo. Hundreds of Blues travelled to the Arctic Circle for the Champions League game, but witnessed a limp performance and a shock 3-1 defeat. Having started the night in 4th place in the table with just 2 games remaining, the result leaves City in danger of falling into the Champions League playoff places. They will have to beat Galatasaray at home next Wednesday, and likely hope that other results go their way, if they are to avoid another 2 matches that will involve more cost for any supporters wanting to watch them home or away. The City squad, led by captains Bernardo Silva, Ruben Dias, Erling Haaland and Rodri, agreed collectively that they should at least give any fans who travelled out to Norway their money back for the game, and the gesture of £9,357 is at least token compensation after an expensive trip. Our supporters mean everything to us, they said. No Manchester City player will have left the Arctic Circle on Tuesday night believing they would be immune from criticism in the aftermath of a game like that. Losing 3-1 to Bodo/Glimt, regardless of the plastic pitch and freezing temperatures, was below par, and the subsequent decision to